So you may be asking, well, what is meditation? Well, it's actually a really simple thing. Meditation is essentially a skill, a way of training our mind so that we can have a calmer, clearer mind and a greater sense of ease in our mind, our body, and in our life. You can meditate alone, or you can meditate with others. So essentially we're just removing ourselves for a few minutes, perhaps a bit longer, on a regular basis, when we pause and train the mind to be more present, less distracted. When I started practicing at the monastery, I just assumed that meditation meant to control the mind, to change the mind, to be able to get rid of thoughts and distractions. But my teacher explained it in a different way. He said, look, imagine that you're sitting on the side of the road. He said, now all you have to do is to just sit there and watch the cars. The cars are your thoughts. Sounds easy, right? But what usually happens is that we feel a bit unsettled by the movement of the traffic. So we run out into the road and we try and stop the cars. Or maybe we even find ourselves chasing after a few, forgetting that the idea was to just sit there. Now obviously all of this running around only adds to the feeling of restlessness in our mind. So training the mind is about changing our relationship with those passing thoughts and feelings. Learning how to view them with a little more perspective, and when we do this, we naturally find a place of calm. Will we sometimes forget the idea of the exercise and become distracted? Of course we will. But as soon as we remember, here we are, back on the side of the road again, just watching the traffic go by, perfectly at ease in both body and mind. One of the fundamental techniques for cultivating that place of calm is called focused attention. When we're training the mind, having something to focus our attention on is really important. It could be a visualization, a question, a word, a phrase, or maybe even something external. The most common thing to focus on is the breath. Having that place of focused attention, that gives us an anchor. It's something to come back to when we suddenly realize that the mind's wandered off, which of course it inevitably will do at times. And when we focus on an object like the breath, it's not that we're trying to escape thoughts or shut out the world around us. We're learning to recognize when we've got caught up in that thinking or in any type of distraction, and to gently step out of it, to let it go, and to return to that place of calm, focused attention. When I was a monk, I had no idea that there was something called neuroplasticity, that the brain was flexible, malleable, that it could change. And that scientists were actually witnessing this by putting monks through an fMRI scanner and witnessing what was happening to the brain before, during, and after meditation. And we know now that when we sit to meditate, in the same way as when we go and work out in the gym, we train a muscle, it gets thicker and stronger. In the same way, that part of the brain that's responsible for a feeling of happiness and well-being, that's receiving more blood flow. It's getting thicker, it's getting stronger, so we actually spend more time in that place. Meditation's been proven to reduce stress, frustration, depression, and pain, and also to increase happiness, heightening levels of patience, acceptance, and compassion. So even when you're sitting there and it feels like nothing's happening, you can feel confident that meditation and mindfulness can make a change in our life. The best way of experiencing meditation is to actually do it, not to just talk about it. Now I'm going to guide you through it, so don't worry if you've never done anything like this before. And remember, some days meditation is going to feel easy. On other days, it might feel difficult. The trick is to gently stay with it each time, no matter how it feels. The most important thing is that you set yourself up in a place that you're going to be comfortable. Now, you can do this sitting up or lying down. You definitely don't have to be sitting cross-legged on the floor. And you can do it alone, or you can do it with others. You ready? Let's give it a go. We're going to start with the eyes open and a nice soft focus, just aware of the space around you. And with that soft focus with the eyes, we're going to take a couple of big, deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, notice how the lungs fill with air, the body expands. As you exhale, just noticing how the body softens as you breathe out. Just one more time, breathing in through the nose. And this time, as you breathe out through the mouth, if you'd like to, just gently closing the eyes. And just take a moment before you do anything else, just to appreciate and enjoy that feeling of having stopped, of having nothing to do, nowhere to go. Notice the feeling of weight, the weight of the body pressing down against the seat or the floor beneath you. And take a moment as well just to notice your surroundings without looking around, just noticing the different sounds, not trying to shut them out, perhaps noticing any resistance towards them, just getting comfortable in that space. And use this opportunity as well just to notice how the body feels. Very often, we don't really take time to notice how the body feels. So is there a feeling of heaviness or lightness in the body? A sense of restlessness or stillness in the body? And as you bring your attention into the body, just starting to become more aware of that feeling, that movement of breath in the body. So you don't have to breathe in any special way. Just allow the body to do its own thing. Some people feel the movement of breath in their chest, their shoulders. For some it's in the diaphragm, and for some it's in the stomach. If you can't feel anything, any movement, just gently place your hand on your stomach so you can feel that rising and falling sensation. So just settling the mind. Again, thoughts are going to arise, the mind's going to wander. Just notice when the mind's wandered off. And just gently come back to the breath. To begin with, we're just noticing the breath in a very general way. Perhaps starting to notice whether the breaths are long or short, deep or shallow. Again, we might find ourselves thinking either about the exercise or other things, just realizing when that's happened, letting those thoughts go and coming back to the breath again. And just to make it a little easier to focus on the breath, we're going to begin to count the breaths as they pass. So as you feel the rising sensation, counting 1, falling sensation 2. Just silently in the mind, then 3, then 4, just up to a count of 10. When you get to 10, you're going to stop and start again at 1. So remember, no effort, required. The body knows how to breathe. Not getting involved in any thinking, just allowing the thoughts to come and go. And in those moments when you realize the mind's wandered off, just gently bringing the attention back to the breath again. So we'll just stay with that feeling and rising and falling sensation just for a few moments longer. And then just for a moment now, I'd like you to let go of any focus, even of the breath now. And for a few seconds, just allow your mind to do whatever it wants to do. So if it's been wanting to think, you can let it think now. Just allow the mind to do whatever it wants to do. And now just gently bringing the attention back to the body. Just coming back now to that feeling of weight, that feeling of contact against the seat or the floor beneath you. Perhaps noticing the sounds around you again. And whenever you feel ready, you can just gently open your eyes again. But before you move, just take a moment to notice how you feel in your body and in your mind. The more often we do this after meditation, the more we're reminded of how much we need to pause in our life, to take this time out for ourselves. And if you can, resist any temptation to analyze what's happened, the benefits or anything else. Just knowing that in taking the time, it's making a difference. And then my final bit of advice is always before you get up, just remind yourself as an intention to take this quality of mind with you into your life. It's great to take some time out, to close our eyes, to be still, to be quiet. And there are real benefits to that. But I feel like the real benefits of meditation are found when we take that quality of mind into our everyday life, into our relationships, into our experience. So always putting in that intention before you get up and move. So I hope you'll join me in episode 2 as we explore how we can let go of the baggage that we carry around with us in our mind, and how we can find a greater sense of acceptance and relaxation in our life. I'll be back here then with a new technique for you. I look forward to seeing you then.